When people were saying when Ryan Garcia went down against Tank Davis, and people were saying he quit, I'm like, have you ever been hit there before?
Oh.
Yeah, it's...
Everything just is happening. Where does my love for the liver shot come from?
Yeah.
And I out there put my reputation online, had everybody thinking I was crazy. But at the end of the day, who's the crazy one now?
Rogan has just provided his audacious assessment of the recent showdown between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. In the meantime, Eddie was involved in an odd and heated exchange of words with Garcia's father after Haney's death. Garcia's father walked past and yelled in Haney's direction. That's exactly what you get. You're completely stunned. Hearn responded, "Oh, really, you? What are you talking about?" Hearn had entered the arena with unwavering confidence in Haney's ability to maintain his impeccable professional record. Yet he reluctantly acknowledged Garcia's prowess after observing his performance. However, his thoughts were abruptly interrupted during a post-fight interview session for Matchroom Boxing by Garcia Sr.'s untimely intrusion, which subsequently involved Garcia Sr. bizarrely grabbing his private parts. Luke Campbell and Devin Haney, which he currently possess. The response of Hewitt was swift mention during Enos, the newly crowned welterweight champion, who had recently signed a contract with Matchroom Boxing. Surprisingly, this straightforward mention seemed to diffuse the tension, prompting Garcia Sr. to apologize to Hearn by extending his hand. To CLI Peace, as Garcia's father forged questionable alliances with the rival's promoter Garcia himself, reveled in his triumph, documenting every moment for his followers on social media. He shared a video of himself enjoying a cigar with his entourage. The CLI Peace.
You know he's good. Jerome is good. It's a good performance. I know. You do with respect in the world. Okay, get right. You did? Absolutely. Thanks.
3. Over Haney, the American was laid back in the video with the caption "had to" as he lounged with a few pals in what appeared to be a pub as he took in the festivities. Garcia was observed exhaling what appeared to be cannabis smoke. He was subsequently overheard laughing and remarking that they were relaxing. The CLI Peace. Moreover, he then went to X to taunt Haney for his endorsement deal with Prime Energy Drink. Garcia posted an image of Haney adoring herself with a glittering Prime chain and remarked, "This is why you shouldn't drink Prime, but Haney deserves praise for waking up every day." Garcia then added, "I know people are so mad. Just imagine a guy that trolled nonstop beats a P4 fighter and then is just chilling, bro. That's hilarious." In another post, he wrote, "Honestly, I was just hurt, and that's why I became so mean. My bad. I'll try my best not to be petty. It's just so hard not to be, but I'm a chill." Notably, his post-fight behavior was nothing compared to his pre-fight antics. For an extended period, Garcia portrayed himself as unhinged and erratic in every conceivable manner, prompting pundits to openly ponder whether he was mentally fit to step into the ring, or if the powers that be were prioritizing profit over human welfare. As it turns out, these assessments were grossly off the mark, astonishingly so. Yet, despite the success of his deception, it doesn't necessarily warrant an apology from us to Garcia. It was a tactic so bold that it left boxing aficionados fearing its replication. Yet, despite its brazenness, it undeniably yielded results. Garcia said after the fight about his antics, "I was just having fun, you know. I'm going through a lot. I went through a divorce. Just a lot of has been happening to me in my outside life. I did what I felt I needed to do to feel okay." Speaking after his victory, Garcia had said, "Come on guys, you really thought I was crazy. I walked through the fire and still held it down and still beat Devin Haney. And I still drank every day. And I beat him. And I smoked with the even if a large portion of that overreaction will probably be unjustified, especially given how little attention is still paid to the chin and heart Haney displayed against Garcia. The arguments for this kind of thinking are already clear. No matter how mentally unstable Garcia was, Haney was supposed to handle him easily. He didn't harm or slow him down all that much before showing how fortunate he was to survive as the last bell rang. Haney said after the fight, "He caught me early when I was sleeping on him. He caught me by surprise. I fell asleep on the left hook. We trained for it. But I got in there, and I fell asleep. And he caught me with it. I was more surprised than hurt. I wasn't really that hurt." However, Devin Haney has demanded a rematch from Ryan Garcia. Before falling on the scorecards, Haney was dropped 3 times. It was his first defeat as a professional. Garcia failed to capture the WBC super lightweight title when he weighed in under the 140 pounds limit on Friday. As long as he has the opportunity to resolve said, "I would welcome a rematch. I gave him a shot. It's only right. He gives me a shot back. He didn't make weight. So I'm still the champion. We can run it back." Meanwhile, despite doubts from boxing fans who didn't believe Garcia could defeat Haney, especially after his previous loss to Javid Davis, UFC color commentator Joe Rogan defended the 25-year-old Von Davis defeated Ryan Garcia in April of last year, extending his winning run to 29 bouts. Takedown King Ryan with a body shot in the 7th round, ending the bout. Fans on social media following that fight continued to discuss Garcia's surrender after being knocked down, saying that Davis's victory was too simple. Davis even warned his next opponents with an example from his victory over the 25-year-old. However, Joe Rogan held a different opinion and highlighted the knockout strike to conclude the boxing contest in an installment of the Joe Rogan Experience featuring UFC icon Bass. As a guest, Rogan delved into the devastating liver shot Davis delivered on Garcia. "The liver awful," Joe Rogan stated. "Horrible, Joe." Even Bass Rutten concurred with the longtime UFC commentator and said that it's the worst. The CLIPs happen again. He went on to mention how Ryan Garcia was being criticized by fans for quitting up in the 7th round. However, Joe Rogan asserted that once those individuals were in the right, they would comprehend the agony of liver bullets. He added, "Oh my God," people were saying when Ryan Garcia went down against Tank Davis, and people were saying like he quit, like, have you ever been hit there before? In the meantime, Ryan Garcia feels he could have achieved a knockout against Devin Haney instead of just winning by majority decision. He partly blames referee Harvey DOC for this missed opportunity. While Garcia didn't openly complain about the referee's role, he conceded that securing a knockout would have been even more satisfying, especially as it would have been Haney's first professional loss. He said at the end of the day, "Harvey Doc, I think he was tripping. He should stop that fight. It was bad. Haney was really hurt. I felt bad. I even looked at Bill Haney. I said, bro, you should probably stop this." He didn't. And that's it. Garcia began the fight impressively with a powerful left hook in the first round that unsettled Haney. He continued to showcase his dominance by knocking Haney down 3 times during the fight, securing his victory. The knockdown in the 7th round created a stir in the arena. However, Garcia's lead on the scorecards was quickly diminished when referee Doc penalized him for throwing punches after Haney signaled for a break. Garcia feels that instead of being penalized, he shouldn't have been allowed to continue until he could definitely knock Haney down. He said, "The guy was holding me for dear life. I felt an opportunity to keep swinging while my hands were free, and I cracked him. And then Doc took a point away when I cracked him. But he held me. I should have knocked him out in that 7th round. They stole that from me." Garcia confesses that the referee's decisions left him perplexed during the fight. Despite the penalty, Garcia pressed on in the 10th and 11th rounds. He managed to knock Haney down 2 more times, securing the victory. Looking back on his performance, Garcia considers that he might have surmounted expectations. However, his relentless determination to outshine Haney became his primary focus, which in the end proved to be his downfall. He said, "That was crazy. I'd never seen something like that. He was holding him, and I punched him, and he was injured. And I was like, yes, done." A point taken. Furthermore, Garcia is firm in his belief that he drove through his training camp successfully, even with frequent drinking, and still came out on top. He expressed indifference to people's opinions about him. Garcia maintained that despite his challenges, he confronted them directly and vanquished Devin Haney. The CLIPs. Overall, the aftermath of the Garcia versus Haney fight has been nothing short of dramatic, from Joe Rogan's insightful commentary to Eddie Hearn's heated exchange with Garcia's father. Emotions ran high both inside and outside the ring. Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen